But all right, here we go. This is the truth behind the beef between DJ Quik and Tim Dog. Tim Dog. What's my name? Tim Dog. Now, this was what's funny about this whole situation is that out of this whole beef, these two are the main ones that really never got a chance to even see each other. And it wasn't really directed to him. And basically, I mean, his name was mentioned because he had just started making a name for himself in Compton. But this was mostly directed towards NWA, which straight out of Compton and everybody screaming Compton. Compton this, Compton that. I told people in New York, people wasn't really feeling this NWA. They wasn't really NWA'd out like everybody thought. So when they came to New York was the only city that really just didn't give them full cooperation and love, like all the rest of the cities. New York had the tight ice grills, like, yeah, what up? He ain't from New York, so don't even play him. So, anyway, Tim Dog decided to come out with a song called F Compton. Now, when he dropped that song and just attacked Miss Chalet, NWA, and everybody included, and he mentioned DJ Quik, you can suck my. You know, once he started doing this, everybody like, whoa, like, who is this guy? F Compton. Yeah. Me and Miss Chalet, we was boning. So, I mean, when he had the song out, it just caught everybody by surprise because it had the video jukebox out at the time and they had a music video for it. But because of the content was so raw, and he's from the Bronx, so he wasn't finna edit nothing. They could only show you like a minute and a half of the video. And that's what the box did. They edited the video down to like a minute and a half. And people were still ordering the video. And that made Tim Dog, that was his promotion. That video jukebox, the box is what you control. You would dial on your telephone and order the video you wanted to see played. So when you had the box, you controlled the music. So you didn't have to wait for somebody to play it for you. So you would see that video over and over again. And what happened after that? I think DJ Quik, he was the first to respond to it on his album, Just Like Compton. And to the Nintendo, thanks for acknowledging that I am the funkiest guy in this business. And also, boy, your mama could suck a golf ball through a water hose. That chick is good. So, he was talking about Tim Dog, and Tim Dog mentioned him in the song too. The next song, Step to Me. Yeah, step to me. And Tim Dog be spitting when he talk. You know, he one of those spit talkers. The spit be flying everywhere. Oh, step to me. Go for yours. Step to me. Think you better than me? Bring it on. Step to me. Go for yours. Step to me. Come on, step to me. So, peace to Ice Cube, peace to IT, DJ Quik. Cause I'm gonna wax your hard and say peace to the gods. Oh man, I mean, the thing is, they ran into a situation at Jack the Rapper. Jack the Rapper was the greatest promotional and greatest mistake in hip-hop history. Jack the Rapper was a good way for the fans to get out and meet the rappers, and they could actually talk to the consumers, people who didn't know them, the up and coming artists. They had all their stickers, all their promotional stickers. They rent out a hotel, they rent out a conference room, and all these rappers get to promote themselves, you know, and go out there and Redman is method. I mean, Redman and Keith Murray was out there, and he was like, "Look, I don't even need to do this. I'm out here and I'm gold. Like I done sold 500,000 records. I don't even need to be out here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out here to show and support and love because I'm hip hop and this is what I do. You know, so they out there spitting rhymes." Him and Redman. And at the end of it, they didn't look and see who had beef with people. And you couldn't do that at that time because certain people had beef with somebody. But back then it used to be all love, so you thought everybody would have an understanding that an altercation on something like Jack the Rapper would be detrimental to their whole promotional career as far as people want to deal with them. Back then, beef, there was no social media, so beef was like, look, this can end your career. You know, like, don't even do it. The record label gets scared and drop you. You know, that's why people are like, look, I can't get in no beef. I might get dropped. You know, nobody wanted this type of situation. But Second to None and all those guys that was with DJ Quik, they called Tim Dog off his square because he was out there promoting himself, and they was in the Midwest. And when he got caught, I think it was in probably Minnesota or something like, I don't know, one of those towns. And they caught him and they pushed up on him, probably Detroit. And D was like, "What's up with it?" And you know, it went down. You know, he had some guys with him, and Tim Dog was like, "Look, man, I'm just trying to get some money, man. I'm trying to sell some records, get some money. I ain't got no problem with y'all, man. It ain't even on it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, you know, kick up some noise just to get people hyped so I can make some money off of it. That's it. I ain't trying to, you know, go to the next level." So after this, you know, things went left. D let him go home. And after D let him go home, then all of a sudden you got Tim Dog back talking reckless. And he was like, "Man, I thought we had an understanding." And Tim Dog was like, "Only understanding we had is I told you what I was going to do and what I was doing it for. I ain't say I was going to stop doing it." We dabbed. And he's like, "I don't even mention Second to None. You know, I talk about DJ Quik and the rest of them." So that's why I'm way too funky. You hear DJ Quik bring up the Jack the Rapper, yeah, you punk old sack. That's when my homeboy D was finna flatten your cap and you apologized to him. Started kissing his hand, said you only discounted for the money, so he gave you a pass. But you ain't moving on the streets. Get up to my city with them whack beats that ain't funky. You know, I mean, Way Too Funky was dope. That was an album there. But hey, it is what it isn't. It went to something else later on because DJ Quik and them faded out, and then Snoop and Dre ended up doing their thing, and they started going back at Tim Dog for what was going on with you know, F. Compton. Snoop ain't even from Compton, so when he kind of involved himself, and then, you know, it went on with Snoop, and that's a whole nother story though. But it's the Tim Dog Wars, and rest in peace to Tim Dog. I heard he was gone for real. People was like, "No, he ain't. It was a misunderstanding," but I heard he really gone. So rest in peace to Tim Dog. I'm out.